Welcome to an all-new Nerds to Men. I'm Brad Reed.
I'm your boy Cameo.
And I like to try to get Cameo laughing right before we get on, because then his voice is just so much brighter and peppier for the podcast. What do you think, Cameo?
It's always peppy. What are you talking about?
Pepe
Call me
Le
Peppy
Pew.
Longstonkin.
That sounded like you're a stalker, though.
No, you remember is it Pippi? I think it's Pippi Longstockings. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the redheaded girl with the braids on each side. Yeah, I'll call you Pippi Longstocking. That's cool.
Well, I don't have any hair, so.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Not to those listening on the podcast, though. So if you're listening on our audio podcast, thank you. We also do the video podcasts. We put them up on YouTube, Facebook. We're doing Facebook Live right now. We're live right now. If you're listening this later, though, we won't be. But right now, we are live.
Right now, we're live.
At this very moment in time.
This point in time.
Not for you.
Nope.
Except for the people watching at home. So comment away so that we can include you in the show.
Right.
We got a few things to talk about. Did we have a couple nerd updates first? Should we get into that?
I mean, why not?
Well, the thing I really had this week that I was looking at was we already knew. Actually, I have two things. Sorry. Michael Keaton, we knew he was going to be in The Flash. We've heard that, they might be using him for other stuff. Well, now they're saying that he is going to be the only Batman, not really the only, but the DCEU official Batman, right? Like Robert Pattinson's still a spin-off Batman anyway. Yeah. But the main DCEU Batman has been Ben Affleck. Now, Cameo, I was thinking Ben Affleck was coming back.
Yeah, I think everybody thought that.
But I guess whatever made him not want to do it before is making him not want to do it again. So
I mean, it's probably because it's Michael Keaton. I mean, that's the Batman.
Yeah, but I mean, the only way you can use him now, and I'm hoping this is what they do, but the only way you can really use him now is Batman Beyond. Yeah. Which, by the way, is you can watch that on HBO Max now. Batman Beyond and the animated Batman, the animated series is both on HBO Max. So we're going to probably watch those. Maybe do some, what do you think? Should we do some watch-alongs of those? And put them on our Patreon?
So. I think that'd be cool.
So we're not going to give you the Patreon links just yet. We're working on it. It's going to launch in February. But you'll be able to get a bunch of different podcasts. Not just us, but our good friend Sheba. She's got the Me and Mine show. And then Mike the comedian, Chilling with Mike. So we got a few things that you'd be able to get on there. You'll be able to get some of the early stuff, early release, unedited. You're getting kind of an unedited look today when we go live. Yep. That's at some point Cameo will probably freeze and we'll have to disconnect and reconnect. So, oh no, it happened. It happened already. But on our Patreon, we're going to have some episodes that you can only get on the Patreon. So I feel like that would be a good one for the Patreon. And we'll have different. It's like $5 would be the minimum, and some different stuff. So yeah, you should just stay on the lookout for that, and we'll update you on that. But also shout out to those podcasts because they do lots of stuff. Sheba, she's going to be launching her season 2, or not season 2. She's done a lot of seasons. Her newest season, pretty soon. I think in February as well. So. Yeah. Any other pods that you listen to?
I listen to the Joe Rogan one. I can't remember the name of it.
It's the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, I just type in Joe Rogan on Spotify.
Or is it the Joe Rogan Experience? I don't remember.
I think that's it. But yeah, I just type in Joe Rogan on Spotify and then, just listen away. And then I guess this one too, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. You have never, ever, ever listened to one of our podcasts, have you?
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, I know you have, because he always calls me and it's like, well, here's what you did wrong. This. And I'm like, oh, shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Quit air checking me, Cameo. I'm your mentor. You know what I'm saying? I'm your professor.
I taught you everything you know.
You were my producer.
That's also true.
But see, now it's like kind of I am the producer of this show. So now you're getting me back.
That's right. Where's my coffee, producer?
Never did I get anybody coffee. That was like the one thing I refused. Like, nah, I'm not your coffee wench.
Right.
So the other thing, well, back to Bruce Wayne or Michael Keaton for the moment. Like I said, it's going to have to be Batman Beyond, right?
I mean, you would think. I know when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW, they had, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on his name already. The Batman animated series voice. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man, now you got Kevin something.
I can't remember his name. Wow.
I'm
Conroy. Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you made me blank. You messed me up, Cameo.
But yeah, Kevin Conroy, when he made his appearance live action on the CW, and he wasn't really the Batman Beyond Batman or Bruce Wayne, because I guess he was still, I can't remember what universe he belonged to, but basically he was still kind of Batman, but in a suit, like almost like an Iron Man suit, just about.
Well, that's what I was thinking, was maybe he comes from a different, well, obviously he comes from a different, Earth 42 or whatever. But maybe even so, he's a little bit older than Ben Affleck's Batman, and so like maybe he gets thrown into this DCEU and he can't get out or something. You see what I'm saying? And like maybe the Flash is trying to help him or whatever. What, I don't know, but it's looking like he's going to be around to stay for a little bit anyway, being that he's the DCEU Batman going forward. Now, if Zack Snyder does any more Justice Leagues, does that mean Michael Keaton's the only Batman that he's using? Because that's what it sounds like.
I mean, maybe.
That would be weird, I think.
I mean, the cool thing about it is that Michael Keaton can play the voice, and they can just put somebody else in the suit. I mean, if they give him like the whole Batman look still, I mean,
I think that would be pretty obvious though, because if you look at a lot of Batman over the years, people always say, well, say Val Kilmer, for instance, he was a good Batman, but he was a bad Bruce Wayne, or this and that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like Darth Vader, where it'd be anonymous enough that, say, like Deathstroke wasn't actually Joe Manganiello; it was just him voicing it or something. That'd be easier to pull off, I feel like, than this.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just mean, like, obviously they switch him out on what you call it, on the action scenes, because he's definitely not doing his own stunts. So I would think they'd put him in for the when he's just talking, and then use a body double.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be okay. So hopefully what's going to happen is it's going to be Michael Keaton passing the torch to Robert Pattinson, and if not, it'll be somebody else.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad that they brought him back to do that, to like pass the torch. But yeah,
have you heard the latest on the Batman?
The Batman. Robert Pattinson? I don't think so. What is there?
Yeah, supposedly, Robert Pattinson is being hard to work with.
Right now. Yeah. You told me that before. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, does that surprise you, or it doesn't surprise me?
I mean, I just want a Batman movie.
I know, me too. And this one looks like it's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
So just give me my Batman movie and we can be happy. All right.
Uh,
Well, we gotta wait till next year, right?
yeah. Yeah. If not longer,
Right.
who knows? But yeah, I'm sure Michael Keaton, though, he's at home, like taking his vitamins and like trying to look as young as possible. Like, I'm back.
All right. I'm Batman.
Yeah. But, after Batman Returns, I was devastated that he wasn't going to be Batman anymore. And I understood why when you see where they went, why he didn't want to be that Batman, and without Tim Burton being attached to it or whatever. But
right,
man, it would have just been so good. But I love that they're not afraid to go back and include him in what's going on now.
Yeah,
because I think 10 years ago that would have never even been up for, like I don't think anybody would have legitimately suggested, let's bring Michael Keaton back as Batman.
Right. Yeah. So, nobody would have ever thought that, but everybody wanted it.
Yeah. Or what if they are like, you know what? We're going to use Bruce Wayne as Batman. And then we get an old lady. She's going to be mad when she watches it, not if she watches it. But who was the lady that played the original Wonder Woman?
Linda Carter.
So they'll just bring back the original Flash. They'll bring them all back and get rid of this new crop. It'll be the the geriatric DCEU.
I would love that. I'd watch it.
It'd be the reverse of the Muppet Babies.
Dude, I used to watch the mess out of the Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the show.
I just think it'd be funny, like, instead of like having their Justice League meeting at the Hall of Justice or whatever it's called,
the old folks home.
They're having it at like Luby's.
Oh, rest in peace, Luby's.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
If you don't know, Luby's was a buffet. I think that all the elderly people wanted to hit at like 4:00.
Man, I went with my grandma several times.
Oh,
that and a place called Furs.
Oh yeah, Furs. I've been to Furs probably a lot more times than I've been to Luby's.
Oh yeah, same here. Ooh, I love their chopped steak. Chopped steak at Furs.
Yeah. Well, Cisco used to take us to Furs a lot.
Oh really?
Like every time it was like Cisco's choice to pick where we're going to eat, it was usually Furs. And if it was our friend Mike's, it was like Golden Corral.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is Golden Corral around anymore? Because the two places that they used to be where I'm located are not there anymore.
I heard one of them is still around, like on this, I don't remember where, maybe the south side. I don't know though. I would feel like a lot of buffets are probably in a bad spot right now.
Yeah, but this was before the pandemic that I noticed they were going.
Oh, well, there was definitely one before the pandemic because they opened a new one in Midwest City.
Oh, okay.
They moved. They had one in Midwest City and they moved to a new spot by the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then like right after that, it was all over for that.
Yeah.
So that's what's up on that. Welcome everybody watching. We're going to talk Cobra Kai season 3 spoilers. Hopefully everybody's watched it. What do you think, Cameo?
Man,
I think everybody's tuned in and seen it.
I think so. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, saying that they are ready for season 4, which I am as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ready for it.
Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second. Before we do though, I wanted to
wait, I wanted to say something about Moon Knight.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, hold on Moon Knight.
Okay.
Because we're going to stay in the DCEU for just a second.
Okay.
So last show, I was talking about how I wanted to see a Cyborg show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you hear that Ray Fisher's out? Like he's out and they're not recasting Cyborg.
Okay.
So you've heard about the controversies there, right? With Joss Whedon.
And him and other people.
Yeah. So it sounds like to me that there is some saltiness, I think, from the studio over him
calling Joss Whedon out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, the studios should have backed him up, for one. And for two, the reason I think that it has to be between him and the studio as well is because if it was only Joss Whedon, right, then wouldn't he want to come back to work with Zack Snyder or whomever?
Yeah.
So obviously, and I'm not saying he's salty. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he is, because that would be cheapening his rightful anger, right?
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think the studio might be salty and said, you know what? We're just not going to use you going forward. Either that or he took a stand and said, why would I stick around for that?
Right. Yeah, I think from what I read, if I read it correctly, he also called out Warner Brothers saying, you know, how could y'all let him treat us like that? And, you know, yada, 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 whoop-de-woo. So it may well have been, you know, WB saying, well, okay, well, bye. You know, we got a business to run. If you don't like it, you know what, we'll find somebody else who will. But obviously they're not going to find anybody else who will, because you said they're not recasting.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is also, man, that sucks. Cause like,
yeah, Cyborg is a pretty big deal in the DC universe.
I like Cyborg and I like Ray Fisher. So
yeah. Well, hey,
sad.
bring them over to the Marvel universe, because I feel like that's what happens when one people gets X'd out of the DC or Marvel, they go to DC, and you know, DC to Marvel.
Cameo, I just thought of how they could do this movie with Michael Keaton as like the DCEU Batman, right?
Okay.
Check this out.
I'm ready.
It begins with actual Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Getting hold of the wishing stone and wishing he could come back as Batman. Yeah. I think that's a good one, Cameo. I think that's a good one.
Roll credits. Roll credits.
That's the go-to storyline, though, right?
No. There's several other storylines.
So let's go back to Moon Knight, because now I'm intrigued. I did not hear any mention of who you were going to say, but is this official?
That's what it looks like. Oscar Isaac is going to be Moon Knight.
That's pretty sweet.
Oscar Isaac, you probably might know him as Poe Dameron in the Star Wars, the last trilogy. So it's looking like, you know, we got our Moon Knight now.
I'm excited. I really like Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who said this. Gregory Middleton confirmed that he will be taking on lead camera duties for the Disney Plus Marvel Studios show Moon Knight. And he said this: well, the secret is out. It's an honor to be a part of introducing a new character to the MCU, Moon Knight. Who says cinematographers worry about white costumes, not if they are complex characters played by an amazing performer like Oscar Isaac. So thank you, director Mohamed Diab and the MCU, for inviting me aboard.
That's going to be really cool.
Yeah. I am a big fan of Oscar Isaac. So and I don't know really much about Moon Knight. The things that I have seen, he does look like a pretty complex character.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
I would say he's kind of, but kind of like Batman in a way. Okay. But if Batman had like multiple personalities and stuff.
yeah. Okay. And technically, Batman might. We don't know. We don't know this.
Yeah, that's true. I do have some Moon Knight stuff if you want to read it. I need to read more of it too. I've got it and I've read a little bit of it, but it's something I intended on reading. I like the character a lot. So yeah. All right, Cameo. I say we get to it.
Let's do it.
Spoiler alert for those who are joining us live, but we've given all the warnings we should give. Yeah. Ooh, I like the background, Cameo. Oh, now you're disappearing. And he's gone. Let's talk though, because here's the thing.
Okay.
The first thing that I binged in 2021, besides this political stuff going on, was Cobra Kai, because it got moved up. It was released January 1st on Netflix, season 3.
Yep.
And of course, I don't know if it's just like they the episodes aren't too long anyway.
No, it's something like 30. I think the last episode was like 40 minutes or whatever.
Right. But the thing about it was I can't, once you start watching that's like a can of Pringles or whatever, a bag of Lay's. I don't remember who did it, but you can't just have one.
Yeah, it's Pringles. Once you pop, you
can't stop. Oh, yeah.
Can't stop. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's what you got with Cobra Kai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts basically 2 weeks after the end of season 2, which I thought was one thing right off the bat struck me weird because it picks up with most people except for Robbie. Robbie's on the run after putting Miguel into the hospital.
Yeah.
During the big high school fight. So Robbie actually wasn't, he wasn't like in the season a whole lot like the last couple.
Yeah, I think he was like on the back half.
But even like he didn't have probably 30 minutes of screen time this season, I feel like.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I thought this was a really good one either way. But
yeah,
because
I think he's gonna be basically bigger in season 4. So
yeah, probably the way that it's being set up. But who is Daniel LaRusso's daughter?
Her name is
Samantha.
Samantha.
Amanda's his wife. Okay, Samantha.
Yeah.
So here's what I thought was weird. Samantha, she's all shook up. Stop it. Cameron.
Roll the credits.
You said we were comics. I'm trying to be funny. Anyway, how about that?
Oh, there we go.
So, but anyway, she's like got PTSD almost over the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And she's got these scars on her arm from a claw that was clawed into her arm 2 weeks ago. Like, that's not really, I don't think they scar up that quick, right? For it to be that bad that she was like, you'd think that she got hit, clawed by Wolverine or something.
Right. And then her healing factor didn't heal the scars.
Yeah, like 2 weeks later, is she a vampire or like what's up with that?
And I also feel too, like if she were to, because there's a major artery under your armpit or like in that area, like right here, that if it is cut, you could die like within seconds.
Yeah.
So
any major artery.
Yeah.
Bad for you.
So I kind of feel like that deep of a scar or those, like how big those scars were, I feel like that, probably would have killed her. But I mean, hey, it is a movie. So
it is show. Yeah. But that was the one thing that like, I was like, that seems odd. But other than that, there wasn't too much of that. So let's see, Miguel, he's like we said, he's in a coma at the beginning of season 3. And so you have Daniel and Johnny both kind of feeling bad about it. Now Daniel, they're about to lose their car business.
Yeah.
Which is, it sets up like what I thought was going to be like a weird filler where he goes back to like Okinawa and stuff. But I didn't think that those episodes where they went off and showed him there was too bad, right? Like
no, not at all. It's because for me, I loved Karate Kid 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say loved, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think it's just because I love the Japanese culture that made me like it even more. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that episode when he did go back to Okinawa.
Yeah, I ended up liking that too because it spanned a couple episodes, but it brought back characters that I had really kind of forgotten about.
Yeah,
because I watched 1 and 2 not that long ago. But 2 just, I don't know. 2 was never my favorite. I really don't even remember 3 now. I really need to go watch that.
Yeah,
But
you should.
Karate Kid, the first movie was, that if that's the only one you ever saw, I think you'd be okay.
Right. Because basically, I mean, what I think is going on is that they're really doing uh the Karate Kid movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like season 1 was the first movie.
Yeah.
Season 2 and 3 is the second movie. And I think starting season 4 is going to be the third movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think I kind of think that these are sequels, and they're better than in my opinion, than 2 and 3.
Yes.
And
I
so,
totally agree.
Again, one of the things that could have been cringeworthy, and maybe sometimes are, but like all the teenage drama. Cameo, did you? Okay, you're there. I thought you froze again.
Oh no.
all the teenage drama and stuff. It doesn't really take up the whole show, right? I think there's enough in it that if you're an adult, my age, your age, you're like, this is cool because we get to see Johnny, Daniel, the people from, because I can't tell you their names, from Okinawa. Are you looking it up?
His girl crush or his love interest in Japan was Kimiko, and his the villain was Chosen.
Okay, nice.
Chosen. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but yeah,
I would have butchered it. So thank you, Cameo.
No problem.
But they showed up and had meaningful cameos. Cameo.
I mean,
and it was nice to see. It was nice to see these characters all these years later. And then, the one that he saves in the second movie ends up saving him.
Yeah. Right.
So that was really awesome.
For a moment, I thought that he was going to cheat on his wife with Kimiko. Like, I was like, Daniel, don't you do it. Don't do it. The whole episode. But luckily that didn't happen. So I was pretty happy.
Well, and then when he gets back, Allie, she comes back into the picture for Johnny though.
Yeah.
But I thought he might try to make a pass at her too. And I was like, Daniel, don't you do it.
Well, too, like I was about to get mad at Johnny if he was going to mess around with her too, because he was just with
Miguel's mom.
Yeah, spoilers, by the way. We are doing spoilers if you just now watching. So yeah, he is with Miguel's mom, and I was like, Johnny, me and my wife, we were like, we were on the edges of our seat, like, please, Johnny, don't. Like, we are so invested with this show.
Yeah,
we don't want anything to happen. Like, because Johnny was already, what's the word? Like, basically in the dirt as it is, because he lost his dojo. He has to find to Crease. Has to find a new place. Allie comes in the picture. She's about to, get with him, but ended up pulling away. Thanks. I want to say it's thanks to Johnny, because I think he was like, yeah, I'm with Miguel's mom. I don't want to mess that up. Everything was going good for him at that point. And then, that happened. I thought he was going to get caught with her.
That's what I like about Johnny's character, though, is he goes to the edge of being like a douchebag or something, but then he pulls back and he wants to do right. Which was the character from even back in the day. Because if you watch the movie, Johnny, at the end when they have the dude sweep the leg of Daniel, and then Johnny has to fight him. I don't think he wanted to hurt him like that, at the end. And so he gave him some respect even when he wins. So all these years later, but he's still salty about it, right?
Right.
And I would be too. You stole my lady, I'm going to hold a grudge.
Right.
Yeah. I still hold a grudge towards people from high school, and I probably won't ever see them again. I have a Johnny probably,
Yeah.
And they're probably like, saying I'm the villain, which I thought was hilarious because a few years ago, you see those YouTube videos and stuff about how Daniel was the bad guy. Johnny was just trying to have a great senior year and enjoy time with his girlfriend. Although he was being a jerk on the beach and broke her radio and all that. So there was that. But, people have been jerks before. So that doesn't totally make people bad persons. It depends on how many times you keep being a jerk, I guess.
Right.
But again, so Daniel was at the school because I think there was another fight or they had a fight at the soccer game, right? It got all ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a big brawl, but it was, they were all playing dirty. Yeah. And so Daniel's talking at the school about how when he went to the school, he was bullied, and somebody in the crowd's like, "That's bullshit. I heard when you were there, you were the bully."
Right.
I thought, that is hysterical right there. I love how they don't mind making fun of themselves, but then they do keep it serious enough that you're invested, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about Kreese for a second, because Kreese was the villain of the first movie. Johnny was his lackey, but he had the main rivalry with Daniel, but he was definitely being juiced up by Kreese. So, Kreese, actually in the third movie comes back to set up his dojo again. And again, that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. But he comes back at the end of season 2 of this show and works his way back into Johnny's life, but then turns kind of on Johnny after he decides he wants to show mercy and not be a total jerk.
Right.
And Kreese isn't having that. And so in this season, Kreese plays a way bigger part, and we got a background episode on Kreese, which again, normally, if we're talking like Walking Dead or something like that, when we get a background episode, I'm like,
right.
Oh man, filler. I think it's entertained.
Yeah, I was thoroughly entertained with his, and it was cool because Kreese wasn't a bad guy. He, like, if all the stuff that happened to him in the war didn't happen to him, let's say he didn't go to war, I think he would be, like a Johnny Lawrence now, like trying to be a good person. But his commander, I mean, I'm not in the army, so I'm not sure like titles or anything, but whoever he answers
superior.
His superior, whoever he answers to, did him dirty and was like, dead or alive, I'm coming first. Then, I guess he got that mindset while he was, locked up and having to fight for life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It seems like that definitely was the catalyst in his change, because you see when they first show him, and it was kind of funny, they did a tricked you, because they were showing a guy who was kind of bullying the waiter, the waitress, with his girlfriend there and his friend. Now, the interesting thing about that, the guy that was bullying everyone, that was Kreese's real life son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But then the guy that they got to play young Kreese looked I thought he was very believable as a young John Kreese, right?
Yeah. So that's funny.
Yeah. Because I think that's what they wanted you to think. Oh, like, here's a young Kreese. He's already like a bully.
Right.
But then they're like, no, swerve. He was actually a nice guy, but he was tired of being bullied. And so that's a lot of, I feel like that's a lot of what we see in this show is how, like, people getting bullied perpetuate bully behavior.
Yeah.
Like Hawk. He's another one that he was the one getting picked on because he had the, is it like called a cleft palate?
Yeah. He had already gotten the surgery and that was a scar from it. Yeah.
And so, the martial arts and all that gave him a confidence and kind of turned that insecurity around. However, he went to the dark side and he became a bully as well. And so I think that's a significant message in the show, because look at Johnny. He had Kreese teaching him all these bad lessons.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, but I have the feeling that his stepdad was his stepdad back then. I don't know. But it seems like obviously when he goes to talk to his stepdad about helping out Miguel with his, hospital bills and stuff.
Yeah.
His stepdad's a jerk.
Right.
And it looks like he probably bullied Johnny, and then Johnny ended up being a bully and passed it on and passed it on. So I feel like that was a definite overt message they were trying to send with, I think, because even maybe Daniel's wife had made a mention of something to that effect. I can't remember, but it does. I mean, I think that's why it has like a feeling of realness to it as well. There's all the cheesy fights that are fun to watch. There's the comedy, but then it has a realness. And I think that's because everybody can relate to it, right?
Right.
Because maybe that guy that I was talking about earlier from high school or junior high or whenever that bullied me, maybe his brother was bullying him. Or I mean, and I'm not making any accusations. I don't know. I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying maybe his dad was bullying him. Maybe his uncle. Who knows? His mom.
Right.
Who knows? Right. Who knows? And then he went to school and wanted to take it out on somebody else. And maybe somebody has said, Brad, you bullied me. I don't know, but I hope not.
Right.
But it does seem like that was kind of one message that they sent home in this.
Yeah.
This
definitely
this season.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, how Kreese is so manipulative, and he's good at it. Like I thought maybe, we're jumping around, but
we are.
I was thinking, towards the end where Johnny comes back and he sees Robbie being trained by Kreese. I thought for a split second that he was going to be like, okay, let bygones be bygones. But then I was like, that whole meaningful thing that he had with Allie, and I can't remember what happened right before he went to the dojo.
Well, when they had broke the kids had broke into the house, into the LaRusso house, and attacked everybody. This is the last episode. But they attacked because they had found out, Kreese had told them that Johnny's new dojo, the Hawk Fangs.
Mm-hmm. No, the Eagle Fangs.
Eagle Fangs. No, was it Eagle Fangs? Oh, okay, yeah. The Eagle Fangs and Miyagi-Do are
jumped.
They're together now. They've united in order to take down Cobra Kai.
Right.
So Cobra Kai was like, F that, we're just going to go deal with this right now.
Right. So when all that happened, which I want to get into, but I thought maybe there was a split second, like I said, that Johnny was gonna stay because he saw his son, but then I got mad at Robbie because he was acting a straight fool.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I understand why, mad at his dad, mad at Daniel, and a teenager, man, they're always mad at somebody. So, and if they basically got a way out, I mean, one, Daniel LaRusso's not his dad, so he doesn't have to listen to him. Johnny messed up by not going to see him when he said he was, because I think that possibly would have turned a whole nother, basically would have did a different timeline than him staying with Miguel and his family for that surgery. Mm-hmm. So because I was upset. I was like, man, why didn't he just say, I have to go see my son?
Yeah. And exactly, because I could understand exactly how Johnny would feel like, man, my dad, he wants this family, not me.
You mean Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah. In regards to his dad's relationship with Miguel And he probably doesn't know that him and Miguel's mom are doing the nasty, but even so, yeah. And so Robbie also felt betrayed by Daniel LaRusso because Daniel's the one who had found him. Well, actually, his mom had helped Daniel like track him down and meet up with him. But then Daniel turned him over to the cops because his lawyer had told him that he'd get a lighter sentence if he turned himself in. And Robbie didn't want to do that. So he's mad at Daniel. He's mad at Johnny. You know, with the thing with Daniel, maybe that's not as justified in my mind. He's, you know, I don't like a narc, right? But Dan, he was trying to act in his best interest, right?
Right.
So with that, I can see why he would be mad, but he really needs to kind of get over that. With his dad, that's a lot deeper issue. So,
yeah.
So,
and the only person that came to visit him was Kreese. So he was like, well, if he came to visit, so I might as well, you know, pay him back. And, you know, that's the sad thing is that, and not to get like too serious, too deep. It's crazy how an adult can manipulate a situation to get a kid to do something.
Oh yeah.
So any young kids, if you feel like something's off, trust that instinct. Cause it's never good. But yeah, you know, like, again, I'm not trying to get too deep, too serious, but Kreese is a bad dude.
Yeah. Like you said, manipulative.
Yeah. I mean,
he will definitely go for your weakness. And that's where he'll attack.
And that's the thing too, man. These are all kids. Like, what are you getting out of this? Like, why? Okay. I understand that you're mad at Mr. Miyagi. Totally get that. You wanted to kill him at one point. I think you still do, but I mean, he died of natural causes, so you can't do that. So the next best thing is to get LaRusso. But again, it's just like, dude, if you kill somebody, you're going to jail. Like, I mean, you know, like what are you trying to get out of this? And then, I mean, I guess, you know, I forgot what the saying is, but I think, you know, if you're trying to really get somebody, go for their heart, not meaning like, you know, stab them in the heart, but go after the things around them.
Yeah.
And, you know, just break them down basically. But, yeah, Kreese is one bad dude and I like him as a villain.
Yeah.
But I hate him as a person.
Yeah. I kind of would love to meet him just to see what he's like.
Right. He's probably the nicest guy ever.
It was funny. I read an article where he was talking about like his fan, like he really enjoys the character of Kreese. He didn't really want to come back unless they were going to be able to give him like a real, you know, kind of interesting story. And I feel like they did.
Yeah.
But he was saying that sometimes his like son or his wife will be like, okay, listen, you're not John Kreese.
Right.
And he'll be like, that's the kind of like accountability I need or whatever. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah.
I also want to talk about Nicole Brown. She played Aisha in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. What happened to her?
Dude. Okay. So the story that I got, because I was wondering what happened to her. They gave her a crappy write-off, which I'm not too happy about, but from, you know, YouTube sources, I'm not sure how true it is. I didn't really read any, you know, reputative articles. But they said they didn't know where to put her in the show. Like they didn't know how to progress her story. The dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. But what I did find out is that Nicole Brown, her personal life was kind of hard. She basically needed this job. She didn't have anything else lined up. She needed this job. She had medical bills. There's a point where her boyfriend had used her car. I think he had he was driving under the influence, wrecked the
Dang.
car. He was in the
Dang.
hospital. She wasn't in the car or anything like that. But what I think happened is that all of that stuff that happened with her, they didn't want anything to do with it. So they were like, we're gonna just, separate ourselves from her so we don't have to, deal with the backlash of people not watching the show because she's a teenager in the show and she's driving under the influence, and we don't want to, basically what's
Be
the word?
associated with that.
Be associated. Yeah. So I think that's the real reason. But the reason they gave was, well, we didn't know how to progress her storyline. We didn't know.
Yeah, that's lame. That's really lame.
Like I was telling my wife and some friends that they had multiple places to put her. Like if she was upset at the fact that Miyagi-Do did that to Miguel, she could have joined Kreese's side, or like we saw with Hawk, whenever he really didn't want to break Dimitri's arm, but he did because he thought that's what you should have done. And then at the LaRusso house fight, he turned over a new leaf, and she could have done that same thing. It's just like there were so many options that you could have put her, but you chose to write her off in a crappy way. I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, are you talking about like how they were just kind of her parents in the show, they said her parents got freaked out after the fight and changed their schools.
Yeah.
So you think that they should have done something better? Because at that point, I don't know. I don't know what you would do, but I don't really. I think that they should have, and maybe they will reunite with her later on.
I'm hoping that they find, because I know a lot of fans of the show have been upset with that.
Yeah, I had no idea anything in her personal life.
Yeah, because I liked her in the show.
Yeah,
I mean, she was just as good as, I considered her one of the main characters in the show, because I say the main characters are obviously Johnny and Daniel LaRusso. You have the main kids, Samantha, Robbie, who else? Miguel, Hawk, and then her. So, that's the thing, that those are the main characters of the show.
Right. Well, the only thing I thought, and I could, I guess I was wrong anyway, but I thought maybe because, you are bringing on different people this season, maybe budget wise, they had to cut somebody, and whoever they cut would suck. But
yeah.
So I don't know. It sounds like that wasn't the reason, but I do want to talk about Hawk real quick.
Yes, let's talk about him.
Because like you said, in the fight, the end of the basically the end of the season, they have one last rumble at the LaRussos, and Hawk, he decides to, like, midway through the fight, he's kind of seeing like these people who used to be his friends getting their butts kicked.
Yeah, bad.
He has a change of heart, so he starts fighting the Cobra Kai people. And I was kind of glad, because you want to pull for his character, right? Because of all the bullying and stuff that had happened to him. But then he does, like, he breaks Dimitri's arm, and you're like, I don't like that guy now. But you want to, and then they did that. They did a good job with that. And then
yeah, he had a really good character development.
Yeah. Were you surprised? Were you surprised that he turned like that? Did you think that was going to happen?
I figured it would. One, because I think a couple of things. You could tell that he didn't want to break Dimitri's arm. And then when Robbie came along, he wasn't the number one student, or I would say after Miguel, he wasn't the number one student anymore. Robbie was. So I think it was also too, he didn't really fit in with the Cobra Kai's anymore. So I feel he was the one that it was like, this really isn't me. Miguel never did anything to him. Didn't, make fun of him, didn't, belittle him in any way. And when he was seeing him getting, just like his kidneys, I don't even understand how his kidneys are still functioning.
They're probably functioning as good as mine do.
Man, his kidneys were getting beat.
Yeah.
Beat. And then again, Dimitri, he broke his best friend's arm, who's always tried to look out for him. And because I'm rewatching the series. I love the series. I'm on the season where Hawk just got his mohawk. And I remember Dimitri, I can't remember what episode I'm on, but in one of the early episodes, I think it was like 3 or 4, where Dimitri and Hawk go to the dojo for the first time, and he's telling Dimitri's telling Johnny, like, hey, don't make fun of his lip, that's not cool, and yada 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 yada, sticking up for him. So I figured Hawk was either going to just stop fighting altogether or go over to the dark side.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And the dark side, I mean, back with Miguel and Dimitri and all them.
Right. Because it's funny that the show is called Cobra Kai, but the Cobra Kai are still the bad guys.
Right.
At first they weren't, because Johnny, that was the whole thing with Johnny, was he was like a lovable loser.
Mm-hmm.
And when he first wanted to open Cobra Kai up, it wasn't so that he could keep. He does have a tendency to pick at scabs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even when he was rehabbing Miguel, like, how many times did he drop Miguel on the ground and be like, oops? But you're like, dang, that would hurt.
Right.
But
you're just saying, oops.
Yeah. So Johnny does have a tendency to do that. But at the same time, he shows time and time again that his heart's in the right place. But and he gets better as time goes on. But back to I want to kind of talk about, as we start to wrap this up, Daniel and Johnny. I mean, that's the heart of this show.
Yeah.
A rivalry that has lasted since the 80s.
Yeah, 30 some odd, rivalry. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there, last season they had the I can't remember Miguel's mom's name either, but he went to dinner with her, Johnny did, and then they ran into Daniel and Amanda, and then they pulled their tables together.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
And yeah, they had some drinks. They started realizing that, okay, we could be buddies, maybe,
Yeah.
And then something happened after that, and they got mad at each other again.
Yeah, that was when they went to their friend's house, and Samantha was drinking, and Robbie brought her over to Johnny's house. And Robbie had good intentions. Like, listen, I don't want her to get in trouble by her dad. I can take the blame for it. But can she just sleep it off here for tonight?
Oh, that's right. So
yeah.
So even then, it was really more of a misunderstanding,
right?
But like, and sometimes I feel like Daniel has the tendency to jump to conclusions, justified or not. That's kind of up to the viewer, really, to decide who's justified in their thought process here and who's not. And really, to me, I don't say anybody's justified or not. I just say that I agree with Amanda when she said, or no, was it Allie? I think it was Allie that said there's Daniel's story, there's Johnny's story, and then there's the truth.
Right.
And so Allie coming back was pretty cool. Elizabeth Shue, I read a story that they said that she, like, as they were filming the season, she still hadn't confirmed she was officially going to come back. So they had like an alternate ending type thing where it would, to basically bridge that gap in case she didn't show up, but at the last minute she did. And so they went with that story. But I thought it was cool the way that she came back, kind of rekindled some of the feelings with Johnny, but then they both decided that wasn't a good idea, right?
Yeah.
That's just some flirting with some nostalgia.
Right.
And they both had other things that they needed to do. So then Daniel, like we said earlier, he comes in And Johnny and Daniel are both kind of sitting there with the girl that had sparked this whole rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that they were both like two roosters, right? In the hen house. There's not enough room for both of them.
Right.
And so, but they go ahead and sit down to dinner with each other again. And she says, and it's so true. She's like, the reason you guys don't like each other is because what you don't like in yourself, you see in each other, you know?
Right.
And I was like, man, because like, I don't know if this ever happened to you when you were growing up. I remember maybe a couple times where like, there's like a guy and you and him keep rumbling, fighting, whatever. Maybe I'm not, and maybe not like rumbles, like, like on Cobra Kai, but you know,
not like
little dust ups, whatever. And then you actually have a fight. And then after that, you're friends.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how many times that's happened.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying like that's happened a lot to me. It's happened in my lifetime, but it's also something you've seen in other stories, and you know other people that it's happened to. So
yeah,
that's why I feel like this show, what it really succeeds at is giving you the fan service you want, giving you some cool fight scenes, but also just being really relatable. Really relatable to where you really care about characters that don't even really exist in reality.
Right. Well, and I mean, I say in the, like, they don't, like, the people in the show are not real, but the people they are portraying are pretty real, because I mean, again, I don't think there's ever been a karate fight at any school that I know of. I mean, but there fights have happened, and other tragic things, but kids get bullied every day, whether it be in person at school, on the playground, or online. But yeah, I mean, this, not telling you to go take karate or kung fu or any martial arts class to go beat up on anybody, but it is kind of nice to see, they have an outlet to basically discipline themselves if you don't have a teacher like Kreese.
When you were growing up, did you know a lot of people that were in karate, or
No, I wanted to take karate so bad.
Yeah.
Because I grew up watching like Bruce Lee and old kung fu movies and stuff like that. So like I always wanted to be a martial artist, but I mean, I never got into it. The only, as far as I got into it, was watching the movies.
Well, where I grew up, if you wanted to do karate, you had to go out there and do it with the cows in the pasture. So me and a lot of cows got in a lot of karate matches.
The cows win.
Yeah. So, but I grew up in the country, so. But to that end, I don't think I knew a couple people that did martial arts of some kind, but I didn't know a lot. I certainly didn't know enough that there'd be rival gangs at my school that fight karate style. Karate.
Nugget said, remember when Mr. Miyagi got drunk that one time and kept yelling bonsai?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Yeah. That was the first season, the first movie, right? Or was it the second? Yeah.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was
sad about his wife, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Love it.
I wonder what he was drinking. What do you think Mr. Miyagi's drink of choice is?
I think it was whiskey, wasn't it?
Was it whiskey?
I think so.
Nice. Put some hair on your chest.
It was brown. I don't know.
I kid. I don't drink. So
I wish it would put some on my head, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I drink whiskey, so.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I loves it.
I don't. That tastes like you should just be drinking like hairspray. Like.
No, there some whiskeys. Yes, there's this one whiskey that I have. It's called Granddaddy whiskey, something like that, and it is garbage.
Well, see, that's like
garbage.
I never understood people that are like, you gotta buy expensive whiskey because it's so much smoother. And I was like, it still tastes like gasoline. So I guess I guess it could be worse, but in my mind, it can't really be any better. It's nasty.
Right. There's this Hennessy, I think it's Hennessy, or it might be Jack, but it's a honey flavor. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
They have Crown with vanilla, Crown apple. I haven't tried that one, but I heard it's pretty good.
I'm out on all that. I wasn't much of a drinker. Back in the day, I drank a little, but not much.
Yeah.
But now that, you know, my diabetes and my kidneys and I'm 41 years old, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. Hey, and nothing wrong with that.
I likes to get high, so high. And watch Cobra Kai. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's how you should watch it. Mike, the comedian, he knows.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So back to Cobra Kai. Basically, they have this, like I say, dinner where they're kind of like, all right, they're softening up towards each other. And then is that when they find out that the LaRusso house has been trashed?
Yeah.
So they go to, like, Daniel goes to confront Kreese at the Cobra Kai dojo. And then that's when they find Kreese with Robbie.
Yeah.
And so, like, is that where it ended? Right there? Or was there?
There was a little bit more. It was... Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Okay, so what happened is they have a fight. Johnny confronts Kreese while he's training Robbie. Excuse me. And they fight. What's his name?
Oh,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny almost gets, I guess, killed or knocked out by Kreese. Danny comes saves the day.
Right.
And because Johnny finds out, I think over the phone or something, and Daniel finds out once he gets home. And so he goes home first, and then Johnny, confronts him. Actually, no, Johnny doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything.
He just goes to confront Kreese and, sees Robbie there. And, Kreese starts fighting Johnny. Then Robbie starts fighting Johnny. Johnny knocks out his son, runs him to the... it's not funny, but, makes him run into the locker. Yeah, because, that's right. Robbie does try to take on Johnny.
Yeah.
And, he's running at him. And so, like, Johnny kind of evades him. And he got knocked out.
Right. And then, like I said, Danny ends up saving, Johnny because he's on the ground.
It's
then,
Daniel with an L.
That's right. Daniel's son. So then, Daniel kicks Kreese's butt, and then, the kids all come and was like, no, don't do it. And then obviously, well, then we'll finish this at the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, y'all.
The All Valley tournament.
Yeah, I love it. But that's why it's so cheesy. And I love it. Like, it's just like, oh, yeah, this is great.
I think that the last episode was titled December 1984, because that was the date of the first All Valley.
Yeah. I'm assuming Nugget was talking about the liquor that he was drinking. He said the devil's lettuce.
No. The devil's lettuce.
Yeah. That's right.
Pass. Cameo. Come on.
I know. I'm so out of touch.
But I call it electric lettuce.
Okay.
From Letterkenny.
Oh, have you watched season 9 yet?
Yes.
I haven't finished it. I think I'm like halfway through.
I watched all of Letterkenny as well, like all at once. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that kind of leaves us at the end of Cobra Kai, where in the next season, it looks like anyway, they're going to have drama. They will. But Johnny and Daniel are teaming up. And like everybody wants that. Like I feel like everybody wanted that. They wanted to see them Like,
honestly and truthfully, I didn't think it would happen. I thought they were going to all be fighting at the tournament together. That's how I imagined it. But I'm glad that they did, team up, and like obviously whoever won, if they were to go in the All Valley tournament separate, it was going to be a good competitorship between the Eagle Fangs and the Miyagi Do.
yeah. Well,
So
like, sometimes like I feel like Johnny and Daniel's relationship is a lot like my friendship with you or my friendship with Nugget here. I hate y'all, but out of necessity, we have to team up.
right.
When, like the friend of your enemy is your friend, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know who our common enemy is. I mean, really, you're my enemy, but
Right.
it's the same though. Like sometimes you don't have to like your teammate. You just have to be able to pass to them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we're like, okay, why do you need a martial arts team anyway? Like it's an individual sport. I never understood that. Like at school, I guess if you're at school, like wrestling and whatever, you're on a team because a bunch of people. But you see what I'm saying?
If you're at a tournament, aren't you like if your teammate beats an opponent that should be next to you? So do you automatically fight your own teammate?
Didn't a couple Cobra Kai's fight in the first movie or no?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but I feel like it might have come down to two of them, and then like Kreese had like told one of them. Maybe I'm wrong here.
Nugget said you're his Rodman.
I like that. I'm the worm. I love that. Yeah. So does that mean you're Jordan or Cameo's Pippin?
Wait, I think I'm the Pimpin.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, and you're the Rodman, and I'm gonna assume I guess he's Jordan. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind being Pippin. I mean,
yeah. I feel like I'm more like John Sally because I keep jumping from team to team. Like different radio teams. Like he was with Detroit and he was like, nah, I'm gonna go, and like he beat up on Chicago all those years. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm gonna go win a championship with these dudes.
Right.
So
you're pulling a Kevin Durant then.
Yeah. We're going deep in the sports right now. We should just break off into a sports show. Josh says you're my Pippin. So I'm guessing he's talking about you because
I'm gonna assume so.
I love it. You can compare me to Rodman all day. I'm as nasty as I want to be. Did you ever read that book? Oh, that's a great book.
Oh, really?
I really do love Dennis Rodman. I want to meet him and hang out with him.
He's a very interesting man.
Yeah.
I will say that.
He hangs out in Oklahoma a lot.
Really?
Well, so he's from Dallas, but he went to college out in Eastern, I think, Oklahoma.
What?
Yeah. For like, and then, I can't remember the name of that college for some reason. That's bad of me. But yeah, so he lived here. He lived with this family that kind of took him in, and he talks about like getting on their tractor and really embracing the farm life. And I think that they own businesses together now. Like, so he comes back, but I also believe that he hangs out on Lake Texoma a lot.
Okay.
And then if I really wanted to meet him, I should just go to a strip club in Dallas, from what I hear.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got I hung out with Rodman at a strip club in Dallas story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, Broadman. Nugget says Broadman.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm Campin? Or Kippin?
Yes. Kimpin.
Cappin? I don't know. Anyways,
capping. But you are capping.
All day, every day.
So to wrap up Cobra Kai, loved it.
How many crying Kevin Smiths?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
I don't really have anything to like detract from it. I mean, you can't take it too seriously, but it gives you enough serious moments that you get hooked in, I feel like.
Yeah, if I'm not going to take anything away from Aisha, who isn't on the show anymore, at least that's for season 3. I'm not going to take any crying Kevin Smith for that, because that didn't really outweigh my enjoyment of the whole show. Was I upset that she wasn't in it? Yeah, but it didn't really deter from what was going on. But yeah, I am upset, but I enjoyed the show, and I cannot wait for season 4.
So what do you give it?
3 crying Kevin Smiths.
Yeah. Okay, so what's hilarious, I should go back but I don't want to. I should go back and find the audio of me telling you the announcement that they were going to make a Cobra Kai for YouTube. Because I think both you and Gog were like, nah,
yeah, dude,
I don't want to see that. And I was like what?
Like, what? I was telling Christine, my wife, that I was not excited about this at all.
No.
Like, I was like, why would you do that? The movies were good. Just leave it alone. Like, I don't need any more, Karate Kid. And I definitely don't want to follow Johnny Lawrence, because I was on the train that, Johnny Lawrence was the bad dude. So why do I want to show about him?
And I loved it when he put on that red jacket. That was awesome.
And then I think didn't you watch the first episode on YouTube because it was free, and you said it was pretty good. And then you didn't watch all of it until it came to Netflix, did you? Or
no, I did watch it on YouTube later because I got somebody's sign in. And then and then when it came to Netflix, obviously, I think I might have watched the rest of season 2. I saw the first episode of season 2 because it was free, and then waited for the rest of it when it came to Netflix.
Yeah, I think when it came to Netflix.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna say the season 3 is a Netflix production, whereas the first 2 were YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. So when it came to Netflix, I didn't have anything else to watch. So I was like, you did say it was pretty good, and I was like, well, I did like the movies, so let me just go ahead and watch it. If I don't like it, I mean, I can just quit. And there's only 2 seasons. I can get through this. So watched it. And I would say after the second episode of the first season, I didn't want to stop. Like, I was just like, man, season 2 is done. Like, when does season 3 come out? And I was like, oh, not until next year. And the pandemic just made everything longer. So it's like, oh my God. Right. So,
well, and then here's the thing too. I believe did they say season 4 is going to be before the end of this year?
I'm hoping. I do know that they are doing production stuff now. So
that'd be great, because again, there's not like, I think 10 episodes, and they're 30, 40 minutes each. That's the thing, is everybody that I talk to says, yeah, I binged it, and now I'm like, man, I need more. Where's season 4 coming out?
That's why I'm rewatching it.
I'm glad that it's sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
excited. I like
this has been a phenomenon, because I don't really know too many people that enjoyed the Karate Kid movies.
You don't know too many people who did?
Right.
Oh man, that was a classic.
Oh no, I mean, trust me. Oh, I know. But I don't have a group of people that is like, oh, Karate Kid was so amazing.
Cobra
Kai was so amazing. Because there's people that say, oh, well, did you see this movie? It was really good. Do you watch The Office? That show was amazing. But you never really hear anybody say, did you watch the Karate Kid movies growing up? Did you? Or did you like when
you don't have to ask, because I assume everybody saw that.
I mean, I would hope
that's a certain age anyway.
Right. But this show is by far one of the best shows ever to me.
Best shows ever? Oh my God.
Best show. I said one of, not the best. One of.
I really enjoy it. I really love it. I don't know where I would put it in best show ever. But But
you ain't got to.
I was skeptical. I was excited. I liked the premise. I liked the idea, but I was skeptical. Like, oh no, is this going to be any good?
Yeah.
But I loved it. And then not only that, because I was like, okay, is this going to be something I only loved?
Right.
But all my friends were like, no, I love it too. And I'm like, okay. Because like growing up, I felt like I was a big Saved by the Bell fan and nobody else was. I'm watching it in high school on Friday night, and like all my friends are like, we don't do that.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't. Well,
yeah, you did.
Not Saved by the Bell. I did stay home and watch, TGIF. But anyway.
God, I love TGIF.
Me too. I was such a nerd. Never got invited
Nerdz
to
II Men.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so again, I liked the premise. I was skeptical, but once I started watching it, it's just, again, it's got enough cheese in it that it's cool because it's nostalgic, but then it hits you in the heart, in the feels.
Yeah.
Like a good show should.
Right.
Hopefully like our show does.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope I hit you right in the feels.
Pow!
Yeah, like the worm would.
Right?
Big worm, big perm. But, it's funny because everybody says, oh, God, there's nothing new, which they're right. Do we need another reboot? Why do we need another remake? But these are more sequels.
Yeah.
And I love it because it gives you more of a chance than if you just watched a 2-hour movie. It gives you more of a chance to dig into all these characters just a little bit more. Yeah. And see the complexities of, who was really the bully and why were they the bully and were they being bullied and yada, yada, yada. So,
yeah.
If the show can make you think, if we can do an hour-long episode on it,
all right,
I'm for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. I want to mention a couple of things I've watched recently on Prime.
Okay.
One was like, oh man, I think it was like The Wolf of Lone Creek or something like that. If you look it up, it's like right up there. But it was like kind of like a scary movie, but it's got comedy in it too. So I think you'd dig it, Cameo.
Okay.
But another movie I watched just last night was Arch Enemy with Joe Manganiello.
Oh.
And I liked it. I wouldn't say it was great.
Okay.
Did you watch Mandy with Nicolas Cage?
No.
That was a weird movie. But it was by the people who did that one.
So wait, real quick. Arch Enemy, is that to rent or to buy?
To rent.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically the synopsis is there's this guy who's come from another dimension, but in this dimension he doesn't have the superpowers he had in the other. Like if Superman came here from a different dimension, but he was powerless.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll leave it at that. There's some good stuff. There's drawbacks was when they show some of the previous worlds, like what he was in the other universe or whatever. They did animation, which was cool. It would look good. It was stylish. But I was like, man, it would have been a lot cooler. And obviously they didn't have the budget to do it. But, if they would have actually filmed it instead of just showing like animated. But the animation worked because it was had a comic book feel to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it worked. And that's just snippets of the movie. So, but ultra violent movie, rated R, language.
Okay.
I dug it. I would recommend you watch it. There's not a whole lot to watch, I feel like.
No, I will say I recommend this movie. Me and my wife watched it yesterday. Was it yesterday? Either yesterday or the day before yesterday. But it's called Parallel. You can buy it on Vudu. I didn't see it on any other place, but I was just seeing what there was on Vudu to watch. And basically, the synopsis of it is it's a group of 4 people. I think one of them is an artist. 3 of them are like coders, entrepreneur type people. they code programs, make inventions, apps, and all that fun stuff. So they all live together in this house, and they have a mirror that they just found one day, and saw that what was it? That basically you could walk through it and go to another dimension.
Nice.
And that's basically it. And it's kind of weird because when they go to another dimension, everything is still kind of the same. Finer, minor tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
They like, because they're like on a time difference. So like 1 minute in that dimension or 1 minute in their dimension is like an hour in a different dimension.
Oh,
So
okay. I got you.
yeah, it's kind of cool, sci-fi thriller type.
Where can we watch that?
The only place I saw it was on Vudu. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Parallel,
you can rent,
I'll
buy
look
it.
it up though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cameo. Have you watched Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone?
No.
So, are you scared of it?
No, I used to love the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you say? You heard it wasn't any good?
Yeah.
So, I'm probably 7-8 episodes into the first season. There's 2.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 or 4 I thought were awesome. The last couple, not so great, but I like it.
Okay.
I think you might like it too.
Well, hey, I'm gonna
at
take
least
your word
some of
on
them. Maybe not all of them, but some of them for sure.
I'm gonna take your word on that because I doubted you about Cobra Kai. So
yeah, like I say, at least the first 4 or 5 episodes I thought were really good, and the last couple were like, man, I don't know, but I think you should check it out.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know when I get into season 2.
All right.
That's about it, Cameo. I think that's a wrap.
All right.
A wrap for the live show, the wrap for the podcast. So we'll have it up for everybody else here in a day or 2.
All right.
Sounds
good.
Thank you, Cameo.
All right. Keep it nerdy.
Yeah, put a smile on your face.
Wakanda forever.
This is the way.
Strike first. Strike hard. No mercy.
Yeah, sweep the leg, Johnny.